Приглашаем к участию в панельной дискуссии Modern CX, a new language of communication with clients. Модератором выступает Константин Сароян, генеральный секретарь Федерации Евроазиатских фондовых бирж. Панелисты Volodymyr Bilous, Director of Push Payments, Visa Direct. Maja Mikic, CEO at AikBank. Shushanik, Ghaltakhchyan, Whitebone, White Minds, CX Association of Armenia. И Igor Stratan, Head of Department at Moldindconbank.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we are going to run our panel discussion in English due to some facts, but because we have an international participation in this panel, so that's why we decided that that will be more convenient for the panelists. And I guess everybody understands English. For those who do not good in English enough, so we have here translations. So my name is Konstantin Saroyan. As Arno has said, that I'm a Secretary General of the Federation of Eurasian Capital Markets. So besides that, I would like to present you my background in order to understand the relevance of to the topic. Besides that, I'm also a mentor, a co-founder of the leading tech provider in payment industry in Armenia in POS solutions. So that includes hardware supplies, also software supplies. We are developing processing center solutions. We have developed and launched QR payment solutions, etc., etc., etc. So everything which is related to POS sphere and POS industry. So besides that, I have been working in banking sector. So now I'm also, besides that, lecturing also in the French University of Armenia, banking marketing for already 20 years. And so there are a lot of things which I'm also doing in parallel. So, but that probably during our personal discussions, we'll tell you about that. So yeah, we have today a very interesting panel, and I would like to ask each of the panelists to make a self-introduction in order to be in the loop to understand so who is doing what. And especially, I would like to ask panelists to do that in a way of how you are relevant to this topic. So probably we can start with Volodymyr, please.
My name is Volodymyr Bilous, and I am from the ecosystem of money movement. I'm from the Visa, and all my professional experience, more than 10 years, I worked with the Visa Direct and all about the money movement. And frankly speaking, customer experience is so important because there are so difference between the technology, part of our discussion will be, this technology and efficiency in technology. The difference between is so narrow, but this is customer experience can be bring from the technology to the efficiency. So this is my way to explain my role.
Very good, thank you. Maja?
Thank you. So I'm Chief Operating Officer in one of the greatest banks in Serbia. In the 19 years career, I've been running financial management function, risk management functions for 9 years. And then I have taken over the digital transformation executive role, which basically made me aware of the importance and the significance of a customer experience. I also was kind of understanding that the risk management function was surely there to make a compromise between the managing the risk and negatively affecting the customer experience. So I've been aware even before. Then I've been running for 1 year and a half corporate business digitalization, and now I'm basically running all what means the banking operations. So we are tailoring the processes in order to fit the best the needs and the appetite of the client.
Yeah, it's working.
No? Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Shushanik Ghaltakhchyan. I am founding CEO of Whitebone, custom experience, the only custom experience company in Armenia. Whitemind, it's a psychological center which aims to combine business and psychology. And I'm a new founder and president of Custom Experience Association of Armenia, which is just adopted. So about me, how I came to CX. Custom experience is something new for many of you, but in Western world, it's like the core, and it's long life. And I came to custom experience like 15 years ago when I was working in HSBC Bank Armenia. And for Armenia, like 15 years ago, being like customer centric, it's what? And it started like 15 years ago, and I fell in love with custom experience, and all my future career was with the leading companies of Armenia. HSBC Bank, Beeline Armenia, Ucom Armenia, HighPost, which is the main postal company. And 5 years ago, I decided to quit from all of them and create my own ones. So we'll be happy to discuss anything you would like concerning psychology, customer experience, and business.
Hello, everybody. So, first of all, great to see so many people interested in customer experience, in future customer experience. Really, it's an important topic, as I see even a lot of people from Moldova that are interested, even more guests, foreign guests. That's really nice. My name is Igor Stratan. I head up the branch and alternative channel department. So, at Moldindconbank. Moldindconbank is one of the largest bank in Moldova and forward-thinking bank. So a short description of a bank for those that are out of Moldova. So Moldindconbank has a history of more than 60 years. Throughout its history, a lot of new innovations was launched by the Moldindconbank. So a few things to remember: it's fast cash-in ATM. It's first mobile application, bank mobile application in Moldova. It's first P2P by phone, and so on and so on. But the market really changed. Nobody can stay apart, so you can lose the market very soon if you don't pay attention to innovation and, of course, customer experience. The name of banking is 4Future Bank is 4.0. I really remember from the childhood traditional banking. It was still Soviet. Then it appeared 2.0, then 3.0, and right now we are 4.0. But I'm sure it's just the beginning. It will follow other new versions of the banking. So regarding Moldindconbank, as I mentioned, it's one of the largest. We have total assets more than 2 billion euros. We have 1.2 million individual clients. So to understand every second resident of Moldova has business with Moldindconbank. As regarding legal entities, we have more than 35,000 legal entities. So every second business is doing business with Moldindconbank. So why we are here? In Moldindconbank, we like to say that everything that we are doing should be simple, convenience, and advantageous. So it's our philosophy that guides us every day. It guides us through our network branches. It guides us through our digital channels. And we are doing all the best to have that our clients to have really a good experience in the branch, to have a real good experience in mobile application, and even to have a real good experience when they tap in order to pay for something. That's why I'm here. So I will be very glad to share our experience, and maybe you'll shake up my habits and we'll find something new here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Igor. So, and before jumping into discussion, on behalf of entire panel, I would like to say thank you to the organizers, to Erlivan personally, to Georg and his team, also to the supporters of this event. And I wish you good luck, Georg, for your future. I mean, And making this kind of events outside the Armenia is a good idea. So it's a good start. And the geography of early one, I believe, will expand even more. And we will have somewhere like in Bali next year, or not. I guess everyone is okay with that. So yeah, so somewhere at seaside would be good. Okay, so let's jump to the discussion. And as Shushanik among us, I guess, has more extended experience in customer experience throughout the background and this kind of things. So Shushanik, what is customer experience for you personally? And why do you think customer experience is a key advantage, not only for banking, but also for e-commerce, telecoms, or probably some other industries?
Customer experience, it's interesting that it was like 10 years ago, I was giving an interview in Netherlands, and I have been asked the same question. And I answered that customer experience is the core for business for me. And the next question was like, what's your dream about customer experience? And I said that I dream that the voice of customer experience, not to be one day to be as valued and as core as the voice of finance. Because when I was doing that head of customer experience function in many companies, every time the competition between the finance and customer experience was like rough, because it's very hard to show the value customer experience brings immediately, like because it comes like in a long period. It takes resilience, it takes courage, it takes time. But finance, they want it immediately. They want the valuable KPIs to be shown like immediately. So for me, and but the dream comes true, like because right now customer experience is much more important than it was like 15 or even 5 years ago. As the COVID showed that people need people. People do need people because people are social creatures, and they do need emotions, human touch, and as much as digital will raise, the need for human interaction will raise even more. That's what I think is customer experience all about.
Is it something which is so we have been calling that marketing, let's say. So just briefly, what is the difference between marketing itself and then customer's experience?
Oh,
but briefly.
Okay. Well, marketing is for selling. Like, I mean, the final result for marketing is for the customer to buy. And customer experience is for trust and loyalty. I mean, marketing can't create loyalty. No, it can't. But customer experience creates loyalty.
Good enough. Volodymyr, so do you think customer experience is important? Well, of course it is important, but it is more important for financial institutions, or probably it is for kind of a technological based services providers to focus on rather than the banks.
I fully agree with the statement. The customer experience creates trust, and this is a bridge between the technology and trust, which provides the business. We can create excellent product, but this product, no one interested to use without customer experience, without good interface, how our customers, clients can touch with the service. And in my personal experience, in my role with the money moving in business, I have a lot of examples. We have launched a lot of services for money movement in the banks in different countries, and difference always in efficiency between the customer experience. Good customer experience brings the result. Bad customer experience is just a product. And one statement, I like to share. So it's quite easy to copy the product's features in a service. It's correct. Good statement. And we are working for a banks, and easy to copy duration of credit, average rate, annual rates, and so on and so forth. With customer experience, we create iterations with the service and trust for the provider. It's impossible to copy. So this is a big difference. Product, easy to copy. The customer experience, impossible. So this is
Okay, so from that perspective, when we are talking other industries, let's say other sectors like tech providers, like telecoms, etc. So you think their customer experience is, I would not say less relevant, but less important than for financial service providers?
No. This is. Let me use this way to explain. And I started with the word of conversion. So conversion, very important. So if we're talking about, it's not only financial services, medicine, a good example from the previous speech about the visual. Yes. So medicine, government services, always we need to come up from the initiation of transaction to result, to delivery. Difference between them is conversion. Conversion bred by the customer experience. So
thank you.
Importance always.
Thank you. Now let's move to the banks. And so Maja, what kind of importance, let's say, your bank is paying to the customer experience, and how the things are going on in this regard in Serbia?
That's a great question. I will just start from how the things are going in Serbia in this respect. So in general, the banking industry was lagging behind recognition that a customer is in the center of the strategy. Then it's starting declaring that the customer is in the center of the strategy. And now we are in a phase where we turn the declarations into the deeds. Now, when it comes to AikBank in particular, I love this journey. I'm the member of their board since January this year, and I was super happy to see that they have made a huge leap from a predominantly corporate bank to the bank which really turns the activity into the excellence in approaching the retail clients. And indeed, it's a combination of the many things we are doing. I was really inspired by the speeches of early one before and so on, and MIBE as well bank. So I have to say that we have formed a unit for the customer experience. We started really reflecting on the result of the customer experience indicators every single week. So that has become really the point of a center discussion. We're combining many factors that are relevant to the customer and that are measurable to us, so that we can actually anchor our point and say we are doing good job, we are going better way or worse way, and so on and so forth. So basically, we're talking about the bank who agilely had moved from virtually very, very classical, traditional, old school banking, like we offer you a product, you take it, you leave it, to something like, what is it that we can do more? So we started stepping out of the pure banking servicing. And it is, I will really rebound to the previous words here. We are doing that in order to inspire the trust and the loyalty. So we have figured out this game. Nobody tells you that when you start. Okay, so all in the banking is about the regulation, the rules. We try to follow the same path. And then we are here to the point where not even technology is a differentiator to us. So whatever even the most advanced tech banks or fintechs are showing, it's a technology which is currently accessible to everyone. So it's now in all of that equation that you need to make and maximize the value of the customer satisfaction in it.
So when it comes to the practical kind of things in your bank, do you have any kind of a KPIs or kind of goals which you are setting in the strategy in this regard? I mean, how you measure? So one thing is just declaring that we are going to be customer focused, etc. But from CX perspective, do you have any kind of a measurable things which you are putting in your strategy?
Yes, we, as a matter of fact, we do. So I was mentioning the CX scorecard that we are examining on the weekly basis. So there is the entire team who is studying the customer experience using all the official and known metrics, including the mystery shopping, including certain quantitative indicators. Out of the quantitative indicators we are following, we are studying the complaints channel. We are studying the time of the waiting, the response rates on the call center. We started measuring the customer or net promoter score, as we have seen in MAIB, on a transactional basis, which means after every interaction that results with a transaction or a product, we are measuring the NPS. We are obviously doing every 6 months an external agency profound NPS, which similar to my presentation, we are benchmarking to the rest of the market. And of course, we are following certain metrics when it comes to the core banking business of lending and the payment services. And here we are quite strict about the execution times and the reworks and so on and so forth. So we are trying to make a math construction around the things that are sometimes full of the soft facts as well. So that's why when you are talking about the way the customer feels, it is not always to be translated into the numbers. We are trying to do most of it, but I'm pretty, and we are very aware that there will be always this gray zone of how we, what is the vibe we are having on a customer interaction.
Yes, thank you, Igor. So we have been hearing from MAIB, basically mainly from MAIB, so what they are doing. But my question to you about how the things are going on in terms of CX development in banking in Moldova, and particularly at your bank. So not only to have my view, right?
I think about 5 years ago, bank in Moldova started to pay attention to customer experience. That's really because previously everybody just paid attention to have more digital services, and that was the main idea. Even from our experience, for example, we launched the utility payments in 2013, and the adoption rate till 60% was about 3.5 years, because nobody paid attention to UX and customer experience, just made, and so we have a mobile application. On our side, we launched deposit, but we already paid attention to customer experience, and 60% adoption was in 3.5 months. So it was pretty huge difference. That's why right now we have 85% doing deposits in mobile application. So paying to customer experience is very, really important, and all banks in Moldova pay attention. Maybe we are a little bit late in comparison with communication. Even retail chains, they started it earlier. Banks didn't pay attention to this fact. They pay attention to digitalization. And this was a little bit not in the right way. There should be, in my opinion, halfway in digitalization and halfway not to lose human touch in sense to understand what real clients needs.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear, because usually when it comes to the technological advancement in any country, so banking sector is usually in the forehead of the other sectors. But yes, I mean, retail, e-commerce, or these kind of things, they are trying to push forward this customer experience kind of topics. So let's move to technology, and so technology, of course, is the biggest challenge and opportunity for developing customer experience. I don't think that we could reach this kind of discussion and even have this discussion if we would not have a sufficient and proper technologies to use that and to implement the customer experience. So, and my question to Shushanik, so what do you think? Which kind of technology are truly transforming customer experience? Not for the future. I mean, we are talking about now.
Right now, yeah. Maybe it's my personal, but I do believe that every technology is valued as much as it is serving human. Yeah, that's my point of view, that the technology should be in service for human beings, not the vice versa, which is the case, I mean, we can see very frequently. Coming to the current situation, well, data and AI, of course, but not in the way it is doing now, because it is being done in chaotic way, like let's try this, let's try to integrate AI in this function, in that function, see how it goes, and everything is being tested on customers, like without them being known that they are being tested on something unusual. And of course, this brings to not the best consequences. So data and AI, but in the meaning of more personalized and more deep analytics, because right now we are gathering tons of information, but we are not doing the right analytics, the right conclusions. And I think it's better not to get concentrated on how to gather, but how to do the better analytics of the information and data we are gathering.
Can you bring an example, which is, I mean, was a shock for you, let's say, when it comes to even a minor change in the technology was brought to the increase and developing of customer experience? If that would be an example, not from banking sector, that would be good, or even a banking sector. So, anything.
For me, the mobile application, like really, like a very good banking mobile application. I can say one thing. I had to quit from my previous bank, and I was very loyal to my previous bank for like 15 years. I'm that kind of person. But when I made the decision, the first question I was asking all my friends, like through Facebook and whatever, recommend the bank with the best mobile application. Well, nothing more like the best mobile application bank you are using now. And I made the decision to quit from the previous bank based on the best mobile application, and it eased my life like tremendously. But coming to, again, AI and data and omni-channel service, it should be integrated in all channels. Because very often we provide very advanced service, for example, through mobile application, but we forget about branches or contact center and vice versa. They know something they don't know. And this creates frustration. And again, technology shouldn't be like separated from the humans and from the real-time service.
Yes, thank you.
And one more thing I would like to add, because this is like trendy, the chatbots. The chatbots, they are like very trendy because they save time, save money. But I usually suggest to spend more time and more money to make it like as human as possible, because the chatbots that are robotics, they create vice versa. Like people don't want to interact with robotics.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good example. I mean, mobile applications. And probably many of you remember when we have been switching, let's say, from web service kind of things to the mobile apps. And what Shushanik has mentioned, I had exactly the same example in my life. When one of my friends has been launching in a bank this mobile app, one of the first in Armenia. So and he has been saying, like, we are going to get the customers just because we have a good mobile application. I have been surprised from that perspective. I mean, how are you going to sell that? Because this is kind of not a standard way of selling a banking product, right? you are selling, let's say, credit rates, you are selling some deposit rates, whatever. But through mobile app bringing new customers, that was kind of surprising. And what you are saying, yeah, after a couple of years, I have noticed that works. So, Volodymyr, so besides the technology, if we are talking about, let's say, chatbots or mobile apps, those are technology which is on the high level. I mean, which we see that. But when it comes to the data which should be used for developing customer experience, that's another challenge for entire society. I mean, it's not only for the banking sector, but especially for financial service providers. So, what kind of challenges do you see in collecting data, analyzing that, and then at the end of the day, using that?
Good question. Thank you. And let's consider the next. So we generally, banks in payment system, we collect a lot of data. But frankly speaking, the next step, how we use it, how we use it to understand the nuances with the product, to understand the usage, to understand the risk coming from. So a lot of parts. So very good quarter, and probably if all remember the what is saying of the police cars in USA, in God we trust. But to continue this quarter, in God we trust, but all other should be driven by the data. So yes, and this is maybe the core in financial services, because data is all for us. Technology is basic without technology, but technology is just a way. Data is the how, when, and whom we provide something, product, service, and iterations. So.
Yeah, but are you facing, I mean, in Visa, are you facing this kind of things like challenge? Do you have of course you have kind of restrictions of collecting, using, and then analyzing and using the data. But what kind of challenges do you see? What kind of data would you wish to have, which you could not either collect, technological-wise or legal-wise, and then use?
Yeah, so a lot of restrictions because we a payment system, so we are using only unpersonalized data. Consequently, logically, we cannot be fully see the full picture. But in my dream, it will be metadata, additional data from the social media, from the usage, from the profile of the customer to bring the so detailed, personalized offer, service. So this is a lot for payment system because we are only in the middle between the last mile.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I believe that every bank would like to have the data not only regarding where the customer is paying, but what the customer is buying, in order to have this deeper profile of the customer, and then go down. And what you are saying, that's completely, I mean, somewhere in the future regarding collecting the personal data based on the profile of the customer. So Maja, what kind of technologies in regard with CX you are currently using? So of course, mobile app is a must already, but what else?
All the steps are done in pretty much the same way. I think we all told them throughout this panel. We have all been doing in the last 10 years a profound digitalization, which means dematerialization of the flows, taking advantage of the possibility for a customer to get to the banking products on distance. So using all this great technology that was also presented by Early One, by the way. So from the face recognition and stuff like that, managing the risk while providing the comfort of the service. So this is the kind of a foundation of the technology we are using, and that is not two-way street. I mean, that's not going to come back to the old times because of I don't know what. On the other hand, there is this layer of, and this is a game changer, of the artificial intelligence. Before that, we were using some statistical work of data in order to extract the information. And that was for all of those, and I happen to know things about mathematical models, since I'm a really mathematician. That's a very, very chunky way of doing things, and we were not getting to the useful information that would be employable in the business anytime soon. So now the AI is changing the paradigm. So it's opening using a couple of technologies, deep learning, machine learning, neural networks, meaning much more profound thinking and learning and making connections than the straight linear way of extrapolating past to the future, which we used to do before. So that's a big technological breakthrough that we are currently massively starting to use. And I will even dare to say we're exploring to use. But none of the banks I know, nor financial institutions, is there yet. Then there is the layer that Shushanik mentioned about the chatbots, meaning the large language models. And this is having a major impact. One is time to get to the product, because one of the most valued customer experience features is actually how much time do I need to get my product. So the thing is that by reading all the documents, interpreting them in the right way, and extracting the information from a lot of the written text. And one level of the problem is retail, and then you have much higher level of the complexity on the corporate customers of doing so. We are opening the velocity we've never thought we would reach to when it comes to providing, for instance, the loans to the customers. So I'm not talking payments are real time for some time now, but really the lending landscape is changing massively thanks to this piece of the AI. And then I will just, sorry if you permit me, I will just come to the last piece of Explore technology, which are the AI agents, in which basically the AI technology is combining all that it can do, from the robotics to the machine learning, ways of conclusion making, LLMs and stuff like that, to multiply the AI force in the back office, right? And try processing something in a matter of minutes and hours, which previously took to the human workforce days and even up to the month. So this is the way that all translates into the customer experience.
By the way, when it comes to so we have been now talking with Volodymyr regarding the using of the public data over persons. So now in your bank, when you are dealing with the CX kind of models, etc., so are you using only the data which you are collecting from the customer directly, or you are using also surrounding kind of environment in order to get the additional data, or you are not there yet?
We are not there yet, I will say with no shame. And I will drop a challenge for like food for the thought for everyone. I'm not sure if this will ever be exploited to the full potential. So there are ethical concerns around that. There are GDPR concerns around that. I mean, we need to name the elephant in the room that everyone knows about. There is our absorption capacity point of view, again, the elephant in the room, because, maybe, everyone says we need to be data-driven. That's true, but we need to be very selective on the data we are driving onto in order not to go to the nonsense results, because the data can take you also to the untrue results. This is the laws of maths, which are valid for ever since there is the world. So we need to be very mindful about these aspects. How many times did it happen to you guys, or to you participants of the panel, that some of your friends are making a huge scandal because yesterday he has been talking about the fishing, and today he has all kinds of commercials for the hooks and fishing equipment. So let's face it, I'm not a psychologist. I mean, you would do a much better job in explaining that. they're simply people, which turn to be customers as well, which are not super comfortable with this idea.
Good point. We will come back to this later on. And Igor, so how your bank is using the technologies in this regard, and are you borrowing a kind of ideas from other sectors? It could be telecoms or some other, let's say, areas.
Just to continue Maya's idea, as regarding data is very important, and even Volodymyr told, it's important that we started to move from just knowing your client, basing on data, just to find out what the client needs. This is important. So we are at the beginning. We really we have a lot of banks, really have a lot of data. We really don't need any additional. If we will be able to manage with the data that we have, it will be pretty fine. But still, we have, according even to the law, we have access to some public registers, so we can use. But it is very important not to make like spying after the client. Clients don't like to be spied. They like to be monitored in order to receive something. But really, they even don't want to find out that they are monitored. They want just to receive. So it is very important to do our best in order to give the result he needs without any additional concern regarding his data. So this is really important. And can you repeat once again?
The question is what kind of technology you are using now. I mean, again, like examples, applications, chatbots, or whatever.
We right now have 3 priorities, let's say, regarding customer experience and so on. First priority, to have a unified view in all channels, for the client to have a unified view. We are still not yet at this position, so it's important that the client to have the same experience in all the platforms. I mean, digitals, call center, and so on. So we are working on it. We are building a CRM in order to have all this data. This is one priority. The second priority, as we discussed already, is AI and data processing. We are at the beginning. We are on the edge of a new era for sure. And I should be fair with you that we are just on the beginning in this way. And the third one is embedded finance. The idea is to make seamless, lean, and so on, smooth experience in all platforms. What does it mean? When you pay somewhere in e-com, already we have good experience with Visa, MasterCard, and so on, with the ability to pay through wallets, ability to confirm with biometrics, and so on. I think next step will be a good step wherever the client goes and needs additional money, just to press one button and to receive. Don't need any additional inquiries, don't need additional data. So we should make all this experience very smooth. This is our main objective, and I think in a couple of years we'll be there.
Yeah, thank you. So now let's move from the from technological aspects and technology itself. Because usually when we are talking about customer experience, usually the first which is coming to everybody's mind is having a proper technology, better technology, like remote service provision, etc. But in this dilemma, it's very important not to lose the human-centric and human touch from that perspective. So Shushanik, so what do you think of the role of human touch in the digital world, and when it is essential, basically? In what sphere or in what momentums?
I think human touch is essential in every sphere, in every moment. Coming to digital era, what I think is that the digital products, we talked about mobile applications and chatbots and AI assistants and everything, they are more for making things easy and quick. That's it. I mean, not more. It's like they are saving our time and they are saving our nerves. Let's say that way, yeah. But everything else is there yet, and people need people. From my perspective, is whenever we are it doesn't matter. Are we creating strategy, customer strategy, or are we delivering customer service trainings, customer-centric trainings, or whatever? Every time I'm stressing the most important thing. People, customers are not something different that came to us from like another planet in a in a astronomic ship, whatever it is. Like they are we are them. The customers aren't different from us. So what is annoying us? The same thing is annoying them. What is valuable for us? The same thing is valuable for them. What we need, the same thing they need.
Okay, but from psychological kind of...
The most, especially in the banking sphere, and we also talked about health sphere. Yes, those are the most important fields where the most common issue is trust. And when trust is lost, every interaction, every relationship is lost. So what I want to say is that all the customer service standards, all the customer service rules are created for regular situations, like do this in a regular way. But when the issue is not going on a regular way, when there are something wrong, here the human interaction starts, the real human interaction. How they care about your problem. How do they deliver it to the end to solve the problem in a way to create loyalty and trust, and not just like, this is our procedures. This is our procedures. This is our standards.
Yeah, this really good point. I mean, so basically we want to meet someone to call with a human being when we have problems. I mean, when it goes smoothly, I mean, we can use, let's say, this payments, let's say, but when it comes to the problems, I want to talk to your manager. I want to have this to be solved, to figure out, and someone should do that. Not the machine to do that.
Not the system, not the machine. Because people trust people. That's always and that's forever.
Good point. So Volodymyr, so how can technology basically strengthen trust instead of undermining it?
Fully agree with the statement about the gold balance between the speed and fast and trust and reliable, because from the financial world it's so important to not to lose the level of trust. All banks created and worked with the customers on behalf of the trust. Customers trust the bank and bring the money. Without trust, it's anything. But from other point of view, if we will have a lot of online verifications, online passports, and so on and so far, we dropped in the convenience, we dropped in the customer experience. So it should be a balance between. And a very, very good statement about how to manage, how to understand the stability of the system, remote system of the customer service. So very, very common process to assess the regular mundane products, deposit, currency exchange, something else, utilities. But most important to understand how the system proceeds the declines and defaults. So this is very important. And trust should be there, because not so convenient every time to ask call center and I need help, so on and so forth. Something should be processed on the background. So this should be gold balance between the stability of the system, because we need trust for remote channel. So in Visa, we require banks to use some particular level of verification, identification to ensure the service delivered to proper customer. And so important to ensure, because in failed with verification, we failed with the trust.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Yeah, good point. When it comes to financial services, and when we have been listening also the previous speakers during today's the first session, so everything was about how to build the trust through technology, how to make people believe that what the banks are doing is for trust, for ensuring that transactions are in a good way. Let's put it that way. So and in banking, when it comes to the technology or CX failures, so those can bring a reputational kind of things, impact. And Maja, have you faced that in your bank or in other kind of situation in other banks when the technological failures, or which has been CX-driven technological failures, had some impact on the reputation?
The answer is absolutely yes. I mean, I have a profound experience in this topic. I didn't say at the beginning, I've been working also 10 years in the Romanian market, who has been undergoing one of the most intense digital transformations in a very short period of time, and of course boosted by COVID. So as I was working in a bank who had probably, size to the digital preparation ratio, the most disadvantaged back at the 2020, we had to catch up and introduce all the palette of digital solutions in a very, very short period of time. And this is, of course, when you put aside a little bit or eclipse this customer centricity. I mean, this is a really honest insight from a bank. It's not like I haven't been experiencing it also recently, but that was one of the most striking examples. What I can tell you that in this moment, a customer feels, which is why I answered one of your previous questions when you said, how do you analyze the customer experience metrics? I told you we start complaints. So the customer who is running a complaint has been obviously hitting some of the system's limitations, be it digital or even physical interaction. And this is where we consider the biggest gold mine of our learnings, honestly speaking. So we are profoundly analyzing all the bad practices we are doing, because we're also doing bad practices, not only good practices. And then we're also analyzing what a customer loved, although nobody calls call center, neither complains to tell you, you did a great job, doing it the way I expected. So it's the other way around. And we have plenty of them. And some of the recent examples is, we have social networks, and now it goes over complaints. So before, the customer had a final range of a complaint. Okay, I'm going to complain to you. You do nothing according to me. And then I'm going to complain to the national bank. And that was the top level. And now the top level is not that. The top level is the public shaming, right? It's a really top level. So on, I don't know, some post of like, my Mikic was participating in the Future Banking Forum, they are like, and why are you not doing this and that according to my way? Yeah, this is what we call a social networks burst out. And we actually take these things super seriously. So I've been in a position to personally, because I'm also running complaints, so it's not illegal from my position, to personally get into contact with those clients and hear their part of the story. And to be super honest, talking to these couple of clients was much more valuable to me than any of a very good elaborates of a process analysis that we have done previously. So sometimes you mean one intention as a bank and you achieve exactly the opposite as a customer, reflection. And these are the most common mistakes we are doing, And then there is another point, which is a trust breaker. And I couldn't agree more about a trust. This is the holy grail we are all tending to get to. It's not only that a customer is disappointed with a single interaction, but the trust can be gone on a really, really small item. So for instance, they expect the bank to breathe as one organism. So when they do with a relationship manager who did a fantastic job to convince him to, for instance, transfer the saving from a competing bank to our bank and so on. And then another department calls him to ask, what is the origin of your funds on the account? Well, that's a mind blower. And this is where we hear the biggest avalanche of dissatisfaction. And you cannot, as coming back to the greatest point, which we should conclude probably this panel as a point, which says the customers are not the aliens. We are the customers are us, and stuff like that. So for sure, I can totally put myself in the shoes of a customer who has experienced that, and I can also freak out, by a transfer of this embarrassment. So yes, we were doing a lot of mistakes. We hope that we are on the declining trends of doing them, but every single one will be individually analyzed, because this is the only way we progress exactly in this topic of a customer experience.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. And then your example of not having a kind of a cross department, let's say, information exchange inside the bank. So it's not only about having something which is visible for the customer, but also it's inside work, homework to be done. Now the emotional side, when it comes to the CX, I think is even has the same importance as a speed and convenience in providing banking services. So, what is your view and how you are dealing and how you are perceiving, let's say, the emotional side of banking services so far? So, are you just flipping to the digital banking and nothing to do with the emotional and human touch, or you are still focusing on the emotions?
Yes, really, you and my colleagues from this panel mentioned already that everything is okay, every transaction is okay, they are delightful and everything is okay. But when something goes wrong or something is more complex, they need human touch. So they need to talk to a man, they go to the branch, they call to the call center and ask to talk with a man. Really, that's really important to have this digital, to give a possibility to the routine, to give to the system, to the technology, and all else, communication, advising, and so on, this should be made by man. Maybe in 5-10 years, AI will be able to solve these problems, and the clients who don't know they are talking to a man, woman, or AI. But right now, there is a balance between this digital and human touch, and solving usually is the case of our bank too, solving the problems, complaints, or really advising with mortgage, some big amount transactions and so on. They want to find out what really a man or woman think about this. This is important right now.
Yeah, it's so basically I understand human touch very literally. So to touch someone or someone is touching me. So, but from that perspective, let's talk about the final round of questions. Just provide your views and your vision on the future of customer experience. And Shushanik, so what can companies start doing today or tomorrow to build a more conscious and human-centered CX? Just with 2-3 sentences.
Yes. First of all, to listen. Listen to understand and not to reply. Unfortunately, very often when we communicate with clients and with each other too, we listen to answer. Like while we are listening, we are already creating the reply. We will get the brilliant one,
or we even have it already in advance.
Or we have it in advance and we don't listen like the continuation. But when we do listen with the desire to understand, everything is changing, everything. So what I would suggest, start to listen to your customers to understand. This is for the first thing. And this is from literally, can go also to digital. Like when I said, collect the data to understand, not just to make some slides and to show them and whatever it is, like to understand and to reply with understanding. The second important point with your employees, I'm pretty much sure you are not using them and their potential in the right way you can do. Listen to them. They know a lot. Empower them. Give them tools and encourage them to take the authority. Like, especially the front line. They know so much. Interact with them and gather information and engage with them in this game of CX. And finally, what I think is very important, don't build the CX like let's create some digital experience here. Let's improve the call center KPIs. Let's create really working strategies. Like spend time, money, your energy on that, and later with the whole company go with the strategy. Like because strategy plus culture, that's what makes changes. That's what I think.
Thank you, Volodymyr. So what kind of, from your perspective, just your personal opinion, that let's not be limited with any kind of legal constraints or something like that. So what kind of technological developments could be or should be in the future to change to move the financial service providers to the next level, let's say in 5, 10 or 100 years?
Let me start from the joke. One of my friends saying, so if you're not saying within a month something about AI or stablecoins, you miss this month. So I am using the same approach. So
or blockchain. So
on blockchain, yes. So my approach, and I think is approach and breakthrough is with maybe 3 pillars. And my company is already invested a huge budget to develop this capacity for this functionality. Is stablecoin settlement because it's combination of 2 wins. Digital wins, blockchain allow us to send money immediately and to have online clearing within the endpoints is very important. And from other point of view, we don't forget the trust. So because we use stablecoin backed by the real assets. Next topic is tokenization. And Visa already have a huge experience in tokenization. We got tokenized cards, we tokenized transactions, and next iterations probably is the tokenized assets management because the value became digital value. If it digital value, it could be tokenized and use it for some settlement management. So it's next iterations. And the last one is the AI-driven risk prevention system. It's already in place, but already in development base because the situation is not stable. So today we have something, a good example from colleague from Kazakhstan about the face created just to crack the system. So it's always a battle between the services and fraudsters. So we have one step more and fraudsters do similar step. So it's the 3 pillars probably which the technology breakthrough will be in financial services.
Thank you. And by the way, when it comes to the blockchain and stablecoin usage and other crypto kind of asset usage, interesting thing there. But that's probably another topic for another conference for the future to talk about that. But the point is there is a mixture of emotions and trust or untrust to the system. So it's not only about trusting the banks what we have been talking, like Maja just has been saying, that people don't like when you are bothering them with the adverts which you have collected from the background, and people don't want to share that information. So that's another thing. So that's why we see this jump to that. It's not only about efficiency, it's also about less transparent or less data sharing. So Maja, from your point of view, what would the customer journey will be in 5-10 years? Just a highlight, an overview.
Similar to to the predecessors that has been talking, probably there are things that will dramatically change with the wind of technology we were mentioning today. And there are things that will not probably tremendously change. So the human nature is probably not likely to change 100% when it comes to giving trust away or taking it back. So the expectation on their side will be rooted in these emotions, I will say. On the other side, their appetite is rising tremendously. Why? It has to do a lot with what Gabriela was presenting us this morning. So what she says is like, she was speaking about the marketplace offered in the mobile banking. And while today there are like probably 50-50 of those, like I would hate that and I would really love that so that I wouldn't need to abandon the environment and get all my services done. Probably in 5 to 10 years, this will become a new normal. So this blending of the industries, of the technologies, all the potential that can be given, right? And you have a lot of critical minds going on with the customers because they are gaining experience in the other zones of life, I would say, and they're trying to bring you back to the bank. So in a similar way, like, why can I do that at the gas station, but you guys are not allowing that? For instance, So those limits are, in my opinion, in 5 to 10 years, going to really, really fade out.
Thank you, Igor. And do you think the customer experience will be the selling point and unique selling proposition for the customers of future? So for getting the clients to the bank, besides the price and convenience and just simple technology?
For sure, I think the next battleground will be even customer experience due to the fact that about 10 years ago, most digital was fintechs. Right now, the banks already pretty well have all this type of products and services. So next battle will be customer experience, emotional part. So banks should achieve a new level in order to reach their clients emotionally, in order to improve. For example, usually I have talk with my friends, with my family about something, advertising appears. I don't know if you in your country have Temo platform, but when you enter advertising of Temo, you spoke about something and it appears in advertising and so on. I think banks also will achieve this level. You all talk just to buy a new car or a new house, and for sure banks will send you offers and so on. So I think this will be the battle next time.
Thank you. And just to wrap up and to highlight the key takeaways from these discussions, what I heard. So of course it's about technology. We cannot go forward without having a proper technology. But at the same time, it should be technology should be emotional, should be less technological from the perspective of having a human touch in it, embedded. How we will achieve that through AI or through other so platforms and solutions, the future will show. But the most important thing, which is underlying of this technological kind of development, is trust, and especially when it comes to financial services. So thank you, panelists, thank you, audience, for being with us, and let's go for lunch.